Well, glory be to God. Another great day, great opportunity to hear the word, believe the word, and act out the word of God. Because we are doers of the word, and when we do the word or act out the word of God like it is, we will be empowered to succeed in every single day and every single way. Today, I'd like to encourage you from the book of Romans chapter 4 and verses 19. Romans chapter 4 verses 19, and it says this, "And not being weak in faith, he did not consider his own body already dead, since he was about 100 years old, and the deadness of Sarah's womb." This is talking about Abraham and Sarah. God had given them a promise that Abraham is going to be a father of many nations, and so is Sarah. And then God went ahead and said that through you, all the nations of the earth shall be blessed. So in other words, today all nations of the world are empowered to live, to continue to live, and to prosper because of Abraham. It was a promise that was given to Abraham. And therefore, when Abraham was given this promise, it became a challenge to him because Abraham was trying to see how can he make this happen. Yet God did not tell Abraham that you've got to make this happen. God made the promise to Abraham, and then he expected Abraham to have confident trust in him. God expected Abraham to have an unwavering trust in him. So anytime Abraham wavered or questioned his trust in God, then something is going to happen. Goodness was not going to be experienced in Abraham's life. Why? Because Abraham will have taken it in his own hands. Likewise, today, there are things that God has told us, God has shown us, God has spoken to us, and God is going to do it. When God says it, God is committed to doing it. All you've got to do is stay faithful in him. Now, here we are being told what happened to Abraham when he was told that. It says, and not being weak in faith. In other words, Abraham could have been weak in faith. Abraham was weak in faith at one particular time, but he finally chose that he was not going to be weak in faith. How did he choose to do that? He says he did not consider his own body already dead. In other words, he did not consider the circumstances that were surrounding him. You and I have got promises from God. You and I have already received word from the Lord. You and I have already received dreams from the Lord of what God is going to do in our lives. But you know what? When we begin to consider and begin to think of where we are coming from, what family we were born in, where we are living, and what's happening around us, it is going to weaken our faith and never allow us to allow God to work in our lives. Because God depends on our faith in him. Our faith in him gives him access into our lives. But when we begin to consider things around us, then we are putting our trust and our faith in the way we were born, or what family we were born in, or where we are in life. But God says, no, shift your trust from the surrounding and put your trust in me. Just like Abraham decided, I'm not going to consider the deadness of my body, not the deadness of Sarah's womb, but I'm going to continue to have faith in God. In other words, I will not be weakened. I will not be weakened from my trust in God, because what God says He's going to make come to pass. So today I'd like to encourage you. Whatever God told you, whatever God said to you, whatever God showed you, it is still active. You are the one who deactivated it when you shifted your focus. Whatever you begin to consider actually deactivates what God has spoken. As long as you consider God, then His word is still activated in you. And the moment you begin to consider either your body, or you continue to consider the finances, or you consider the country you are born in, or you consider the family you were born in, you know what? You have shifted your faith into the things and left the word of God alone. The word of God is sufficient enough to make you be who God says you are. Why? Because all things were created by the word of God. And if God spoke it and He made it happen, He has already spoken it and He's going to make it happen in your life. It just needs your faith in Him. So today I'd like to encourage you. Have faith in God. Let God continue to perform the things He began in your life by keeping your faith strong and not considering the circumstances around you. Just like Abraham did not consider the deadness of his body, not the deadness of Sarah's womb. And it took 9 months, and Sarah and Isaac was there. It took him 25 years to get out of weakness in faith. I pray that you and I will not go that long, since something has already been written for us to learn from. So you stay blessed and have a wonderful day.